Moving on to the next musician. After teaching Ethan piano for over 4 years, he came in for his lesson one day and asked, "Can we switch over to guitar lessons?" Happily surprised, I answered, "Sure." He had recently been given a guitar and wanted to try something new. So we switched to guitar, and I also started helping him with his vocals. Wait till you see what Ethan accomplished in 6 months. But first, let's meet him. Performing in his 4th recital in a row, put your hands together for the dedicated and amiable Ethan Pauly. Ethan.
Yes.
How are you, sir?
Well, okay. Well, how are you?
Doing all right. Should we try that again?
Okay, yeah, sorry.
The interview starts now. Okay. Ethan, how's it going?
Going good. How's it going?
Doing all right. I like the hair.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's been a while. Like, I've been really liking the length, but it's getting a bit wild.
So, Ethan, tell us a little bit about yourself.
I'm 18. I'm headed off to Colorado State University, and my main hobbies include video games and playing the guitar.
So, what's cool about Colorado State? Why did you pick that?
Well, one of the more deciding factors when I was choosing a college is that I wanted to, for me, it's a big step in independence, and I wanted to go somewhere that I wouldn't have a hard time adjusting. Fort Collins is, as I've heard, a lot like Gainesville, so I felt that I would be more comfortable headed over there.
Yeah, you're kind of like me. When I moved down to Gainesville, I was looking for a place that I'd be able to acclimate easy, and I was coming from a college town, State College, Penn State, and then the coordinator for my AmeriCorps program, he said, "Oh, well, Gainesville's a college town, and I think you'd feel comfortable." And sure enough, 20 years later, I'm still here. So are you excited about leaving Gainesville?
Yeah, I'm excited. Mainly to be someplace new.
So have you ever been to Colorado?
I have not. I have not been to Colorado. For me, I'm looking forward to snowfall. It's at least possible in Colorado. Heard it's somewhere in the range of 50, 60 inches average snowfall.
So you're not a big fan of hot, humid, and buggy?
No, not at all. It's one of my least favorite things about being in Florida.
Tell us what you're going to be studying.
I'm going to get a major in computer science.
In high school, were you into computers?
In high school, I thought my career path would be in the culinary arts, because that, for me, is what's the most fun. But then I put more thought into how I would perform in such a high-stress work environment, and I should focus elsewhere. And since my second choice was in programming and computers, that's where I went.
Do you have any ideas of where you want to take your career path?
My main goal is that I want to enjoy what I do. I don't plan in getting into game development or say anything involving social media. I mainly just want to write tools, software that, well, kind of following in my dad's footsteps right now. He's developing for developers. He's working with GitHub right now.
Who is he working with?
GitHub. It's a tool for other programmers. Like, he's probably using GitHub product to develop for GitHub.
I know that you were in a culinary arts program in high school, and so you've decided to, branch away from that a little bit. Are you continuing to cook? Do you see any future with culinary arts?
As a career, I don't see the future, but I still do enjoy cooking, and I plan to do it in the future.
What have you been cooking lately? Anything in particular?
Recently I made some refried beans from scratch, like from dry beans for taco night, and they came out pretty good. I remember making one thing a while ago that I really liked was butterflied coconut shrimp, and that
Ooh.
came out. It didn't even taste like shrimp. It was so good. It was phenomenal, and it wasn't all that hard to make. I would say out of everything I've made, that's my favorite.
Let's talk a little bit about music. Where do you see your musical path leading you?
Well, I would like to keep going with guitar as my main instrument. I do still want to play piano. Definitely the next thing I want to try is a bass guitar. Something that I really want to try playing is I found a company online that actually sells lutes, and I heard them, and they sound good, and I want to play them.
So what's the history of a lute? Do you know that?
Earliest instrument in that family is the Arabic oud, like O-U-D. That's something else I would want to try playing, but
Basically, your goal is to just continue playing and continue learning.
yeah.